Hello, and welcome to On the Record. Once upon a time. Those are 4 simple words that tell your audience to get ready to listen to a story. Stories and storytelling are not just for children. They are powerful ways to communicate in the workplace. My colleague Al Setka shares some insight into the power of storytelling and tips for building a compelling story.
In honor of Chad Greenway's retirement from the Minnesota Vikings, we wanted to share this great piece of storytelling that we use in our Wickstead training sessions. It's from a KXNO radio interview with Iowa Hawkeyes assistant coach Reese Morgan, who tells this wonderful story from the high school recruiting trail in South Dakota.
Years ago, Chad Greenway was the guy we were recruiting, and we hadn't offered him. We had to get him on campus. But I was recruiting him, and I was coming back, and I ended up flying. I was in Denver, come back here, had to rent a car in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I'm going to see Chad Greenway play. So he's at Mount Vernon High School. They're playing Mitchell Christian in I think it might have been the playoffs in basketball, in the Corn Palace, okay? Well, so I'm excited to go to the Corn Palace. I'm excited to see him play. So I rent this car, and in South Dakota, the speed limit's a little faster than it is here in Iowa. And so I was actually a good 10 miles an hour, to maybe 12 to 15 over the speed limit, because I was late getting to the game, and I was hoping I'd get there in time. So, all of a sudden, I see this light behind me, and I know, and I look at the speedometer, and I know I'm going to get nailed. So pull over. He goes, "What's your hurry? Where are you going?" I said, "Well, I'm actually here. I can see the Iowa stuff. What are you doing here?" "Well, I'm going to recruit a guy." "Who are you recruiting?" I said, "Well, I don't know if you know him. His name's Chad Greenway." "Chad Greenway? Follow me." Okay. He gets in front of me with his lights going, and he escorts me not only to the to the exit for Mitchell. He takes me through town, through some stoplights, goes to the back of the Corn Palace. He knocks on the door, bam, 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 and he says, "Listen, somebody else take care of it." He gets in there. There's somebody waiting for me. Takes me to the seats right next to the greenways, and I'm watching the game right at courtside with the family. So it's nice to know a legend in South Dakota.
So how effective was this story? Well, you tell me. Do you recall where Coach Morgan was flying from? The name of Chad Greenway's high school? Or where the basketball game was being played? Of the 10% that an audience remembers of a communicator's message, stories are almost always part of that mix. In short, tell them well and tell them often.
Stories can be personal or observational, but to be effective, both must be told with enough detail so your audience sees and feels as though they are in the story. Long after your message is forgotten, the story will be remembered. Thanks for watching this edition of On the Record.